What's going on, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm back with another Digimon Beatbreak episode review. This is episode 3, Facing Mirrors. Before I go any further, please don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell so we notified of more reviews like this one. And if you want to support me even further, that Patreon link is in the description below. Whatever you choose to donate will be graciously appreciated. And I realize it's probably in my other notes, but I realize the title of the show, there's something that happens in here that's funny. Also, in that opening, I feel like, you remember the monkey man from episode 2 that took the Sapotama and didn't want to fight Hyemon, and he just didn't want none of that beef. I feel like his human partner, might be not the last person we see in the intro is the old guy. I think it might be the guy before the old guy, because he's also doing the I own this gripping motion. That's probably bad to do, but you know what I'm trying to say. I think that's Monkey Man Mon's partner. I don't want to call him Son Goku Mon. Wait, his name might be Wukong Mon. That just completely dawned on me. Because, Son Wukong. Yeah, that might be Wukongmon. Please let that be his name and not Gokumon. So, this episode does a couple of things. That first I said anime sense. They aren't anime sense. They are pet peeves of mine. Because I'm not going to be so full of myself I call them anime sense. Maybe I will call them anime sense. I should make an anime sense video. I probably will do that one day. But we're talking about some pet peeves here. And they are lying, rehashing old, I don't want to say tropes, but old material. How do I put old ideas? There we go. So lying, rehashing some old ideas, annoying main character, and dumb characters. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And honestly, out of the 4 of these, there is this one and this one. Only 3 of these I can forgive. 3 of these I can forgive, and you'll find out what 3 they are, because we're just gonna go straight through these. So Tomoro, this dude listens to cassette tapes. He's got himself a room. We can see the picture is of his family, which is interesting because later on we see like interaction between a teacher or maybe a principal or some staff from school and his parents and him. Really shitty teacher. When I get to that part, really, really crappy teacher, especially in this overly use of AI world. It's so weird. But he has I don't know if it's a Walkman. That's the first thing that came to my mind, but cassette player with the headset, Walkman, and a bunch of cassettes, because we're going to find out in a moment he doesn't trust AI. He doesn't trust the Sapotamas, which probably means, like, in this world where they use these things for everything, alarm clocks, they're basically your cell phone, if you think about it. Damn, they are literally like your cell phone. And he's like, I don't want none of that. I'm going to use this. And we find out why in a minute. He is woken up or pushed up out of his room by Reina. Now, here's that, I was going to say annoying. I said annoying main character. Maybe annoying characters, but she's pissed off because food in the refrigerator is trash. It's eaten. I'm like, he didn't just show up to their place and start, it's Gekkomon, because even though in this version of Digimon, apparently Digimon don't eat human food. I don't know why we needed to make that distinction. Maybe it could have been said, like with him, they eat human food, but human food doesn't give that same oomph like an E-Pulse. But he's tied up. Pristimon has him tied up, and he has a pudding cup on his face, and like the translation on it says, Reina's eat it or die, or eat it and die. I thought it said eat or die, which I'm like, now I think about it, if she put eat or die, the person would be like, well, I gotta eat it or I'm gonna die, right? And flat out, Tomoro's like, damn, that sucks. Well, go ahead and do what you got to do. And I had to get this because this was funny for me, at least. You know, he has a little look of dread, a little sweat drop right there. She's pissed off, and she's like, they're your Digimon, take responsibility for them. Interesting that we have they and them for the Digimon, because I don't know if this is opinion or if this is fact, but people, when talking about Digimon, because, you know, you have like Angemon, Devimon, but then you have Lady Angemon, Lady Devimon, Lilithmon. You have obviously looking female Digimon, obviously looking male Digimon, but people's perspective is like, well, you know, they're kind of just things. They technically don't have a gender. It's kind of like, I guess you're right. I just found it interesting because I don't think I've ever seen them say they about Digimon before. Just say him or it, because they're creatures, right? Side note, I do like how we digitally scramble to get the title. And so while they're fishing, because Reina says, you know, she doesn't want Kyo to go without food since it's her turn to cook. And he's like, if you got to lift your own weight, you and your Digimon, go fishing. And he's kind of annoying about all of this. Like, this whole episode, save for the ending, he's annoying. Tomoro's annoying as hell. He's like, don't cleaners make a lot of money? We find out later. I have an idea why later they don't make a ton of money. I'm guessing it's because they don't kill Digimon. More on that at 11. But he's supposed to hunt for his food. And yeah, this is kind of the personality I figured she would have, this, you know, mean tsundere, because that's how she came across initially, but then she was nice. And now it's a tsundere type of character, but I feel like you're overcomplicating the trope a little bit. I don't know. Maybe she's supposed to be a normal character. That I can, for this part here, I can forgive this for her. I can forgive this, right? No, those are 5 things. 3 of these I can forgive. I knew there were 5 things, but I lost my thought. So her Digimon, and you know, you got the guy with the young boy with Chirpomon. Chirpomon's probably gonna be my favorite this season. He's telling the little garden they got. And her Digimon's like, oh, look, there's a fish over there. She puts her thing over there. And Gekkomon goes, oh, I can do that too. Hey, Tomoro, there's a big one over there. Literally, you see the shadow of a bigger fish. This asshole literally goes the opposite way and throws it in. Just purposely. And then just everyone there looks at him like, why? Ouch. You know, the Reina's like, you know, they come from your Sapotama, so, you know, they're basically AI. Wrong. Digimon are living, breathing being. Boy, but they've always been like that in every iteration, even in season 3, but even in Tamers, where people made the Digimon, they're still creatures, they're still alive technically. But yeah, she's like, you know, you need to trust it. He's like, I don't trust none of that. And we get a backstory. I'm assuming he's saying it out loud and it's just not him being quiet, having a flashback. I'm going to assume he is saying it. Whatever. So when he was a kid, they have these little eggs. It's like children having a cell phone when they're like babies, whatever. And it's encouraging him to eat more broccoli. So we see at a very young age, his e-pulse was different because he touched the egg. It got an error because he's trying to tell it to shut up and stop haggling him by eating broccoli, which he still doesn't eat broccoli now because he's a fucking child. It bumps into those other eggs, and all the other eggs starts freaking out. Now he's older. He's about the age he is right now. I think he's 16. So he's either 15, 16 in school, obviously under the stewardship of his parents. And he's in like a little piano class. You know, the kid digs music. And so the little eggs help them dictate the hollow keyboard and what to practice. And he starts doing his own thing. And it sounds good. But while he's doing his own thing, didn't E-Pulse touch it or nothing? The egg gets an error. Starts So it's having more of like a rock sound coming from it. Then all of a sudden everything else gets messed up. And you got this shitty teacher going, well, there's nothing wrong with the Sapotamas, but perhaps there's something wrong with, it's like, so this society, we live in a society. This society is so heavily invested in AI that AI could never do anything wrong. Did the director of this show like foresee like us having issues with AI? Or did he just go, I don't trust that shit. I should make the Digimon about this because all this AI generated crap is garbage. Just killing the planet and kicking people out of the jobs. Here's a tip from me to you. If you happen to be working at a place and they're telling you to like get the AI up to speed with what you do, don't do it. It's better just to be fired then and there than to help them do that. That's dumb. Never train your replacement. Never train your replacement unless you're actually moving on. Anyway, so sorry. So with all this going on, he hears kids talking shit about his e-post, talking about, oh man, it's all glitchy and stuff. And so he stops walking by his dumb egg, and they all got their eggs, and he walks the other way. Did not take a picture of this because I didn't feel like it. But he walks the other way, and he says, if that's the case, I'm not going to trust Sapotamas or AI, because you telling me my beat is wrong, even though you told the AI its beat was wrong. I'm not going to get into that. But he said, if that's the case, I ain't going to trust none of it. And I'm kind of struggling to say he's wrong here. This is where I'm struggling, but don't worry. He gives me more reasons to not struggle. But the Digimon have personalities. That's the thing. They all have different personalities. They're not like the eggs where it's just annoyingly cheerful. Like what I hear ChatGPT, they said ChatGPT is just going to give you whatever answer you want to hear. And that's kind of what these eggs do. Like, well, you should do this and it's better for you. The Digimon have a cavalcade of personalities and emotions. But then Gekkomon, like very cutely, the little baby is like, does that mean you don't trust me? And he, again, anime sweat. He's struggling to say, no, I don't. But a comedy of errors where Rena thinks it's a snake. She uses her Digimon's gun hand to shoot is trash. Shoot, they have holy fish. They go to eat. And they're broke. They need to make money. And his whole thing is, hey, if we find that Monkeymon, we can get some money then. And from here, thanks to Kyo, we're learning more about the world. Because he's like, let's go. Obviously, he eats fast. It's important for me to point out his personality traits because we got to see how he changes over time. Because he's gung-ho about eating because it's all about his brother, right? So, it's funny that Reina is the Super Tsundere Tomboy Flame. I wrote Tomboy Flame on here because that's one of Wolvemon's ability moves is Tomboy Flame. And I'm like, a little bit on the nose, but I digress, right? So, the lore about the world is we meet... Nope, gotta skip that. We are going to find out about brokers. Brokers are the ones that tell the cleaners about their bounties. Because again, this is supposed to be secret, hidden from people. So they have brokers that give them info. They're going to Garando, which is the shop run by Maki Kutsuwada, who apparently was a former cleaner herself. Cool. Now, since, again, these bounties are not public, I guess it's kind of like, I don't even want to say it's like a bounty hunting kind of thing. Almost reminds me of Outlaw Star because it's a bar. It's basically a bar where she has very well designed character. Good job, Digimon, giving the short haired, vest wearing lady type character that looks cool. And by lady, I mean Lady from Devil May Cry. So, don't forget anything. Maki, Gekkomon. Here's a weird thing for me. They give him a bag to put Gekkomon in. By the way, I love that Gekkomon is just pure and will get in the damn bag. Because they're like, oh, you said get in the bag, I'll get in the bag. Because apparently it will cause too much attention. You mean to tell me, again, I'm assuming because we're only focused on Japan and in this show. Because remember, Digimon Adventure 1 and 2, season 1 and 2. Not so much Adventure Remake, but 1 and 2. That it was a worldwide thing, so we could imagine. But here, also with Digimon Savers, I think it was a worldwide thing. But here, we're just focusing on Japan, right? So you mean in Japan, there are so many different Digimon popping up or hollow stuff popping up that you all can walk with yours and it won't seem weird. Because remember, big ass Cougarmon, adorable as he is, big ass Cougarmon, a bat wearing a nice hoodie. A Pristymon looks like a doll, doesn't matter. But that is where we draw the line. Is like a thing that looks like a gecko. That's where we draw the line. Okay, cool. I get it in Ghost Game because you're not supposed to know. But here, that's a bit weird because if you guys are walking around, whatever. Also important to note, they get around through waterways via boat. I'm guessing on the poorer side of this society. And we see a familiar little mushroom go down the riverway. Gekkomon smells something that smells dangerous. Able to pull Kyo, wrong person. Able to pull Tomoro. And we meet up with the Kinoko gang again. And the leader of the Kinoko gang, remember, he had Chambulmon, the adult champion level mushroom. His Chambulmon was killed. Who was he killed by? It was killed by Hyemon. I want to say Hyemon. Killed by the Hyemon that actually got to Hitomi. This thing. So, oh God, this is so weird. So they go after 500 credit things, right? And we get to see the flashbacks of how they were fighting it. Hyemon is pretty strong, but it went after the leader and bit him. It was starting to do the little ice thing, and Chambulmon, and I went ahead and I actually got a photo of that because I said, why not? We're never going to see Chambulmon again. Spoiler. Chambulmon got murdered. He got murked. Tackles him, saves his partner. Partner cannot save him. And dude is pretty upset. That's before the killing. Dude's pretty upset. If this was Digimon Tamers, he would have sucked in his data and got stronger. But it's all about them eggs. So, confirm that this Hyemon has an earring. But here's what's crazy for me. Also crazy how Hyemons are strong rookies, even though they're small and they look like squat hyenas. But it's weird here because Tomoro, like an ass, goes, well, that's your own fault. Still has a sweat drop, but that's your own fault. This dude is actively sad. I get that you're a 16-year-old who has gone through some things and whatnot. You're a bit of an asshole. Just a bit. Just a bit. Dude is actively upset about this. What does that mean for him as a cleaner? Does that mean he gets another egg and try to get another Digimon out of it? I don't know. In the different seasons of Digimon, you got your 01s, 02s, and then the 2020 remakes. When they die, they come back as eggs. They have a samsara process, which can again be fatal because even though you come back, you die to the big bad that's going to destroy everything, then you're going to be destroyed anyway. And Tamers, I don't think they come back if they don't come back if they. No, they can come back, but if your data's absorbed, you're done. You're a part of whoever absorbs you. So at the Granado, Reina is typically mad. I'm gonna start calling her Tomboy Flame. She's mad because apparently the ministry was what they call Ministry of Civil Protection did not log in that the scarred Hyemon had took Asuka's egg and was killed by Monkey Man Mon. And even Kyo's like, hey, is this a cover up or something? I got a picture of this. I forget what is the name that Maki says to this guy. Kawasaki. pulls the, I don't know if Kawasaki is an AI on her Tama or if he's a guy that she's talking to from someplace else. There's a lot of things that aren't answered here, and it's you're presenting a lot of information and stuff here, right? Again, this might be just because of translation that they've called it a rookie. I don't know. A lot of stuff is naturally in English, it seems. Right? And you can see you cannot see the 300,000 credits. Whoever destroyed it has not come forward for the credit bounty. So they don't know. But as far as they all know, it wasn't destroyed. Don't know where the egg is. It's a cover up. Even Kawasaki is like, don't look closer into this. Oh, no. She said don't look closer into it. You should not bother. He's like, that's what it is. Now, we see people like looking at what they saw what happened with visors. They look like Geordie LaForge from Star Trek Next Generation, and they're seeing all this. Are they from the Civil Protection? Are they with the brokers? I don't know. They have on uniforms, but I don't know. These are the things that we don't know. But yes, obviously they are hiding something, right? Here we are. We're about to march into the two of the things that I cannot forgive. So, there was a guy sleeping outside. His name's Yoshi. He's the one we see in the ending with the car and the driving. His car looks like a Buick, and it's in 3D. They also have a 3D model for like a random NPC person that's walking into town. So they're implementing CGI, kind of like Demon Slayer. But he brings Tomoro in, and homegirl Reina's about to give him what for, but he ignores her. That's one of the things I like about her, though, is that this character will start to go off, but can read a room and stops. Also, Yoshi may have planted a little seed there, asking her if that's her boyfriend. Maybe it's a seed. Don't know how old she is. We don't know how old anybody is. I can just tell Makoto is a little boy because he's wearing the little boy shorts and the girl top. I don't know. That's kind of how the little kids dress in Japan. I think that's what they show. I don't know. Anyway. Oh yeah, Mike is gonna look into this. Who cares? Because they don't know anything about a monkey man mon either. So he shows up, tells them, hey, the Hyemon thing, tech, it's around. We got to get it. We can save, he told me. Initially, they were about to say they couldn't look anything up. But Maki takes them to a back room where she puts her egg in. And then it's all these bounties and all this information about these Digimon. Right? Now, the cool thing about Gekkomon can smell the Tomoro's e-pulse on the Hyemon, so he can track him. They pull up the Hyemon. The Hyemon's bounty is, again, just the 500 credits, which is apparently low. And he's like, we got to go get it. Kyo tells him, don't bother. And then you get Reina going, yeah, that's kind of low. So actively looking, just like our ending for the episode 2 was kind of hinting at this. They don't care because it's low credits. And he's like, all right, I quit being a cleaner. This guy quits a lot. Remember, he quit like last week because he told the dude to screw him, right? But anyway, Yoshi tells him, like, hey, hop in the car when he storms out, gives him a ride. But Maki says the thing that I would have said if I would have known. Why didn't you tell him that her e-pulse was probably already digested and she's beyond help? And I'm thinking, why would you lie / half truth to a teenager whose sole mission is to save his brother? Were you trying to save his feelings? Is that what's going on here? I mean, even though his brother can't be saved because his egg has his e-pulse. So if you get the egg and if the egg's not digested, I don't freaking know. And I'm just like, y'all suck. Cougarmon and Chirpomon both speak up. They say, yeah, but no. Gekkomon they're telling the truth. Like, yeah, Hyemon often store e-pulse and they don't consume it right away. Then all of a sudden, the nerdy little kid goes, oh yes, that's right. Hyenas tend to store bones. So, they have them as emergency rations. Literally in my notes I have, y'all are dumb. You're dumb. So you just so now you think, man, this hyena based creature might do hyena based things. Again, that dumb part I can kind of forgive. Kinda. See, now as I think about it, I can't forgive one thing, and I can half forgive two things. I can kind of half forgive like the Digimon going like, well, hold on, he's telling the truth. It's just all this happened too fast. But you all are actively lying. I hate it when a solution to a problem is tell the truth. It's kind of why I got sick and tired of Arrow outside of him trying to be a Batman that kills on CW. Yeah, I know I'm mixing some stuff in here. I just don't like when your solution to a problem is you could have told the truth. That's too easy. That's so dumb. I'm so dumb. So obviously Gekkomon's gonna catch up with this thing, but Yoshi gives the boy good advice. Oh, one thing, the bounty for the Hyemon has gone up to 100K, and then Reina in her tomboy in her tsundere way goes, oh well, that makes it worth it now. I guess we can go get it. And her Digimon goes, you're just trying to find an excuse to go help him. Right, and we get the whole chuckle, tee-hee, this is too bright. Boy, this is too bright. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We get the tee-hee, everybody. Oh, look at that. That's funny. I wish there was a better way of showing that. Oh, also, Gekkomon doesn't like the smell of the 3D Buick station wagon because gasoline. And Yoshi gives him some advice. First, he says, first the kid goes, cleaners only care about money. Then he goes, yeah, but Glow and Dawn, man, they are sure different. And before he can say how, that's when Gekkomon runs off. He tells him, hey, learn how to trust people and trust your Digimon. So they run off. Obviously, they run into the Hyemon, who's ready. Gekkomon tries to grab him with his tongue. His tongue is bitten. He pulls him into this digital rift where, Tomoro grabs onto him and they both go in. I find it interesting that his tongue doesn't get hurt when it gets bitten. That is, he's never going, ow. He's just like, oh man, you bit my tongue. I just find that interesting. So, what they get pulled into this digital hole, and it's called the Mirror World. That's where Gekkomon first tells us it's Mirrorland. We saw them fight here, first episode. And boy, now I get to talk about the Digimon. Hyemon evolves into Fangmon. I had to take this because that's actually a really good shot. It is very hard to see good pictures of even this thing on like official stuff. And we've seen Fangmon before. As a matter of fact, even though we're 28 minutes in, I gotta talk about the Digimons. I'm sorry. So Fangmon, right? It is a Demon Beast Digimon champion / adult level. Data, part of Nightmare Soldiers. It lives in the heart of the forest, preys upon those who lose their way, and it's said that it is definitely the Data of the big bad wolf that appears in that fairy tale story, right? It's one of the many fairy tales that become Digimon from the net. And once it set its sights on the prey, it's never going to let it escape. It's going to just keep trying to eat it because it's a glutton. It has a hierarchical existence among dog and wolf species Digimon. So if Garurumon is the light, Fangmon is most definitely a being of darkness. Two moves: Snipe Steel, which is, agility move, and then Blast Coffin. That's an interesting name for a move. It's like a beam. It's a light beam, even though this is supposed to be the dark one, and the other one is Garurumon supposed to be the light. It still has a light beam. Eventually they will beat it, as you all probably know. It's gonna turn to Punimon, and Punimon it was the baby in training form of Gabumon. We've seen Fangmon. First time Fangmon appeared was Adventure 2020, led by Sarubi. Was it Cerberus? Cerberusmon. Just screw it, Cerberusmon. They could just put an S on there. We see it in Ghost Game, although it is other Digimon disguised as the Fangmon, and now we see it here as a main antagonist. So this thing goes into a digital block. He's like, let's. Forgot to turn all that off. My bad. Like, hey, let's change the playing field. It gets in the box, then brings the box to them, hits them in the box. Now they're in this pixelated forest area. And when Tomoro starts looking for Gekkomon, still calling him Tokage, call him Lizard, it looks around and is like, oh no, there are 2 Gekkomons now. It is a forest of mirrors. The one on the left turns out to be Fangmon. Again, y'all remember that long snout meme? Let me get it for you. Yeah. Anyway, before it can attack them, the others have come in. Wolvermon, Scatter Rocket, Shot. Feel like Wolvermon has like a new move every time we see it. You guys are trying to make this the Gargomon, which is funny because I like her Digimon is okay. Like I'm not in love with it. Her Digimon's okay. It's just y'all like got her playing up this Sundere role to the fullest. And now we get, as he runs away, we're getting some background on this area. This is a virtual space that only exists online, and Digimon get there from reality through rifts. So I also have the question, is there different access points? Is there different ways of getting in and getting out? How did you guys get in? Did you follow, then saw the rift and jumped in? Or did you go, oh, we know you're in here, there's a way we can get in? Chirpomon does Curious Eyes, the scan mode it has. And we can see that Fangmon has 2 eggs inside of it. The one that's in sleep mode, that's the girl. That's Hitomi's with all the sheeps and stuff. So they just got to go and get them, right? Tomoro pretends to be looking for Gekkomon. He's already with Gekkomon. Pretends to go looking for Gekkomon. Turns around, puts I don't know where he got a stick from, because it's a fake forest, but he puts a stick in his mouth. Gekkomon appears, puts his tongue down into the Fangmon's belly and pulls out the egg. Right? And now, remember the thing I told you earlier about Beatbreak? Gekkomon's moves, one is called Smash Beat, which is a rapid tongue attack beat, and then it has a break throw beat break. That's funny. I just think that's funny. So they beat him down into a Punimon, which is funny because Gekkomon was getting beaten up by Hyemons, and I was getting beat up by them. But I guess it's because he got a pulse from Tomoro. So that's in this baby form. They're like, yeah, when we beat him down, they go into the smaller form that's much easier to manage. This dude tells him, hey, use my E-pulse and kill it. And they're all like, what? He's like, yeah, if this thing stays around, it's just going to hurt more people. Kill it. And Gekkomon's like, I don't want to do that. Date Bayo. Dude's full of anger. He's full of rage. He's mad. That little purple chip on his hand goes from light purple to dark purple. Since the pulse is inside Gekkomon, you all know what's going to happen. He becomes, the eyes flash and he's red and evil and tries to go kill the baby. And before I get into Murosamemon kicking his ass, I don't need Gammamon turning evil part 2. I don't need that. Please don't let that be what this is. Granted, as I talk through it with you all, it's pretty obvious that it's like more like Taichi with Agumon. Pick one, the reboot or the original, where it's like so determined, so desperate, a lot of angry emotions. Although it's more akin to, I guess, the season 1 where Greymon turns into Skull Greymon, even though Tai was pushing it. No, it's actually more to the 2020 reboot, because they were they were desperate. So when Metal Greymon, Artorias mode, is pushed to the limit, and it turns into that silhouette of Machine Dramon, one of the Digimon he can actually turn into. So I kind of liked how that was done, because it's like, yeah, you're almost there, but your back is against the wall. There's a lot of negative emotions going on here. This one's just like, I'm angry, kill it. I'm sick of all of it. I'm an angsty teen. And of course, Murasamemon comes in just to, again, be the cool guy and steal all the good moments. Block him with the sword, tries the tongue attack on him, and just, deflect, and eventually swipes him down. This is very cool. I would like to have this as a wallpaper. I might make that a wallpaper. And the baby, so that pink stuff, if you can see that pink stuff around him, that's basically a crater that he put him in. And then all the baby's back. Doesn't remember anything he's done. And of course, Kyo shows up with the baby. He goes, Glow and Dawn, we do not delete Digimon. That is the only rule we have. And, the little homie. Oh yeah, I forgot. I actually have that too. They have really good. They have really good moments. I hope someone's made like better screen caps of this than I have. That'll be a good wallpaper too. So, homeboy is fussing. He's like, isn't it a cleaner's job to get rid of bad Digimon? All full of piss and vinegar, right? And when he tells him that, that's what we don't do. And he's like, why? He's like, well, scientists call them glitches and errors. And dude is thinking back. Jackass here is thinking back to when the kids were talking about, oh, his E-pulse is glitchy. And he's like, does it deserve to be erased because it's a glitch, Tomoro? And before he can say anything, Gekkomon calls him like, Tomoro? And just kind of looking at him like, do you think I need to die? Kind of reminds me of Ironheart with Natalie. And I was like, you actually don't believe that I should be deleted? Again, these are sentient beings. It's just kind of weird that, it's not weird, but it wrapped up really quickly. So the thing I can't forgive is just the stupidity of not telling him the truth, and then the stupidity of like this I don't know, just that he's just so annoying. Like, he gets, like, the ending part makes him better, right? Because they give her back the egg, and Gekkomon has a cute walk when they're walking back through the slums, and like, well, you didn't sit there and wait for her. And he's like, no, it was my fault that it happened. I can't do that. And he apologizes to Gekkomon for what happened with turning him dark and evil. That's one of the things I can't forgive, is the dark. It's just like, please don't. I'm going to be patient and see where this goes. I said I'm going to give it 10 episodes. See where that goes. As long as it's not Dark Battle Gammamon again, I'll be okay with that. But he says, I'm sorry. I apologize, even though Gekkomon doesn't remember. And he calls him Gekkomon and not Lizard. And the baby is happy. I'm going to... The baby is happy. Baby is happy. So we get cute moments. He tries to jump on him. I'm somebody dear to you. I never said that, which is... So that's the caveat with Fangmon. Fangmon can disguise him itself as someone that is dear to you, which is why he disguises himself as Gekkomon. Although, if he's only seen Gekkomon, I don't think the Digimon would have been smart enough to turn himself into Asuka. But he's feeling better because he knows that there's hope for his brother. And Lizard's now called Gekkomon, right? Next episode is called Family. Like, with katakana, family. The Digimon that they're fighting looks like it's a motorbike. Is this like the alternate form of Ogremon? Ogremon has an evolution where it's like the lower half is a bike, but it has arms. This looks like a bike. So, I have questions. If they don't delete the Digimon, where do they take them? Like, again, you're setting up more stuff. Please do not forget to tell us, Do you have a digital farm like we've had in video games, even the one mobile game that they closed? Help me out here. Help a brother out here. If you don't delete them, right? Does the ministry, do they know that you don't delete them? Or do they just base it on, yeah, we got the Sapotama back, we're gonna let this thing go someplace else? I don't know. Also, we learned that they go to the people, they say, hey, this is a glitch, by the by. They try to convince you that it's just a hologram error. Are people that dumb that when a monster comes out of their egg, they think a hologram can physically touch you and physically touch your background or your area? Are the people like that dumb to just be like, yeah, no, cool? Is it an instant thing? He missed the call from them to become a cleaner. How do they call? Like, if it almost feels like stupid chair. Almost feels like there was a scene purposely missing. Like, not like they meant to not show it just to be like, oh, here's the thing. No, it feels like, oh, shoot. We need to explain how people become cleaners and they get contacted. Let's just write this up real quick. I don't know. But I can't deal with... God, if you know the guy's a pissy baby, and I can forgive that because his attitude changes towards the end of this here kind of quick, but it would have been much more insufferable to deal with that. This is not a Kamen Rider. This is not a K-drama where you take your time for that to be fixed. Although, as I've seen in shows that I've watched recently, even at the end in the finale, sometimes that doesn't get fixed and it gets rewritten over. So I just can't deal with dumb characters. I'm not even mad at the Digimon for going, oh no, he was right, because they didn't give you a chance to speak up. I think it's dumb that you lied to this kid that's already looks like he's on a rampage and has one-track mind. Even for the next episode, they have to convince him to keep being a cleaner. Like, I'm going to predict this right now. I got a feeling they're going to tell him, don't you want to save other people so they don't have to go through what he told me went through and go through what your brother's going through? If you have to force this kid, because at 16, I understood empathy. If you have to beat empathy into this obvious Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist. Also, where the hell is his parents? You live apart from them. They're obviously not dead. Why did they agree to let your brother take it, man? Did no one tell them that your brother is in stasis lock? Or again, is this one of those things where we got to keep it from the people? I don't know. But I cannot deal with the lying. It's very, very, very annoying. Can't deal with the lying, and I can't deal with dumb characters. Those are I guess the lying and dumb character can be one point. Everything else, I don't care about. Girl being Sundre, fine. I don't care about him having to grow up from being an asshole. I don't even care about the old trope. Like, I'm just gonna be paying attention to it. But I can't deal with lying being. Don't do that again, please. I hope they don't do that again. Lying and dumb. One of the few things, and I know this has gone on long, but I like to explain myself. One of the few things I liked about Ghost Game that they were very inconsistent with was the characters were not dumb. They're like, hey, I got a phone. Let me tell this person where we're going to be. Wait a minute. I saw this and I'm reading about this. These two things are somehow connected. Hey, guys, by the way, I'm going here. Damn, we were supposed to meet up with... I forgot the name of the characters. I just remember Gammamon and Jellymon. I'm supposed to meet main guy here who never says no to people because that's going to be his annoying trait. I like his annoying trait being, I like classic music. I like music. That is the thing. I can deal with that. Glad it's not the other thing. But even Ghost Game, it was 50-50. Please don't make it 50-50 here. I get it. Like, he's going to run off a lot. That's fine. You got to have, tension that way because he's going to run off and not know stuff. That's cool. But please don't have, the cool guy Kyo be here and just lie gently to save his feelings when telling him the truth was a lot better. Don't have Reina. Reina's going to be Sundre, fine. But don't have her feed into the lie either. And Makoto, you're a liar by proxy. You're a liar by proxy, dude. You ain't beating Cody yet. Cody is still number one little kid on a Digimon team. Cody still got you beat. So, his name was Cody White. I don't remember Cody's Japanese name, but Cody still got you beat. Plus, Armadillomon's cool. If Chirpomon becomes half as cool as Armadillomon, I will be happy. But I digress. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I just... Where do the undeleted Digimon go? Do other cleaners just make sure they delete the Digimon? Has no one thought to like question the ministry? Maki used to be a cleaner. What happened to her Digimon? Did it get deleted? And now she's just working as a broker. Like, they're doing a good job fleshing out this world. And I know we can't find out about the big evil egg because you know that the Shangri-La egg is evil. You know it's evil. So I'm looking forward. We'll see what happens in 10 episodes, because I feel like I gave Ghost Game 10 episodes. I gave it 10 episodes because it was choppy. So 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I appreciate you guys leaving comments. I like interacting with you. I want to know where your head's at, and please correct me on anything that I may or may not have gotten wrong or right. Who knows? Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you be notified of more reviews like this one. And you want to help me out, that Patreon link is in the description below. Give it a click. Whatever you choose to donate is graciously appreciated. So please be good, be blessed. Wash those hands. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. Drink some water, by the way. Drink some water. Also, life is hard. It is rough out here. Please, if you're feeling down and out, you're feeling low, reach out to someone, talk to somebody. There are people out there that rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. I promise you that. You are not alone in this. I promise you that. You want to talk to me? My social medias are in that description down below. Give me a follow. Say hello. Be mellow. We'll be good to go. All right, Digi people. I'm going to catch y'all later before my chair sends me into the mirror world. Until next time.